Well, thanks, Dan. Isn't Dan great? Isn't he great? As he said before, he's the new morning lead guy at WLS Radio in Chicago, so please tune in and listen to him. I think he mentioned earlier he's been the MC. This is our 6th annual dinner, and he has MC'd 5 of them. And the one that he couldn't MC because he had another commitment, we had Guy Benson, who did a nice job, but nobody's as good as Dan Prof, so we appreciate it. I hope you've all been enjoying our 6th annual dinner. This is our biggest dinner that we have ever had, and so we're very proud of that. But this is the part of the program that you have to bear with me because we want to introduce some of the people who helped put this program together and our Republican committeemen. But first, I want to thank the people in this room who have supported us by buying ads in our program book, which is our biggest and best ever, have supported us by buying tickets to this dinner, which is our biggest and best ever, and by supporting us in our raffle, which is the first time we are trying that. So we really appreciate it. And I would also appreciate if you take the ad book with you and you look through it and patronize those people who have taken ads out, because they're good Republican businessmen and women, and it'd be great if you can give them our support. And when you go in there, tell them you saw their ad in the program book. It'll help us sell them an ad again next year. All right, I especially want to thank we had 2 receptions this evening, and I want to thank the sponsors of those receptions. Aaron Del Mar, who's our Cook County Republican chairman. Aaron's over there. Bruce Ronner, I think he's still here. There's Bruce. He's our Chicago business leader and philanthropist. Jack Roser. Jack's over here. Jack is a longtime conservative leader and supporter, and I know he's helped us in Schaumburg, and actually he's helped all the 7 participating township organizations quite a lot. And then Shali Kumar. Shali's over here. Shali is an international businessman and chairman of Indian Americans for Freedom, and he's been helping us in Schaumburg with our Indian outreach program, because as you maybe heard Shali say earlier, that is really an area that we need to make inroads in, and we're working hard at that. Next, I want to thank our Republican Township committeemen, and I'm going to introduce them and ask them to stand, but because I'm sure you guys don't want to be here till midnight, why don't we wait until they're all up, and then you can thank them. Gene Dawson, Barrington Township. Gene, you want to stand? Where'd Gene go? No, let's hold your applause, Gene. Okay, Gene's over there. Mike Sweeney, Elk Grove. Tim Schneider, Hanover Park. Where'd Tim go? Tim's here somewhere. There's Tim. Peter Amarantos, Northfield. Aaron Del Mar again, Palatine. Ryan Higgins, Schaumburg. And Ruth O'Connell, Wheeling. And the dinner couldn't be the success that I think it is without the hard work of our dinner committee. And again, I'd like to introduce them, ask them to stand. Again, if you don't want to be here till midnight, hold your applause until I introduce them all. Brendan Syring, who's our dinner treasurer. He's in the back of the room. He's been working with our volunteers selling the raffle tickets. Sharon Johnson, who's our secretary from Palatine Township. Sharon's around somewhere, probably working. Bob Vintage, our program book coordinator from Schaumburg Township. Bob and I spent many long nights and into the early morning on the ad book, getting it all together. And Bob is a tireless worker on our behalf. Dan Fitzgerald and Amy Nakaza from Barrington Township. Come on, you guys should be standing. You're supposed to be standing. Dale Lewandowski and Russ Nowak from Elk Grove Township. Mary Alice Benoit, Hanover Township. Our newest member, Linda Casperson from Northfield Township. And lastly, Ken Jochum and Joanne Schultz from Wheeling Township. All right. Now, You know, after this last election, there's been a lot of talk about the demise of the Republican Party. Well, it's alive and well. And that's obviously not the case. Just look at the enthusiasm in this room and the number of people in this room. But we have an important election coming up in a few weeks. It's for various township positions. And I would like the incumbent elected officials in our 7 participating townships to stand, as well as the candidates who are also running in this for the township positions in this April election. Would you all stand, please? There's a lot of you. Now, come on, get up. Come on, there's more than that. Come on. Schaumburg, come on, stand up. There's a lot of them. And we get a lot of requests to introduce specific elected officials, and my general response is that we can't do that, because if I started rattling off names of every elected official who's here, we will be here till midnight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask any elected officials, mayors, councilmen, state senate, rep, congressional, any candidates and any elected officials other than the township ones that have already stood up to please stand up. Come on. Come on, there's a lot of you in here. Come on. There's a lot of you. So be sure to keep them in mind and continue to work hard. I'll be back up here in about 10 minutes after the videos, and I really think you're going to enjoy them. And we're going to do the raffle drawing. If you still haven't turned in your tickets, raise your hand. There's still time, and one of our volunteers will be around. Does anybody still want to buy raffle tickets that hasn't? Okay. All right, we'll be back up in a few minutes.